top 3 lessons learned since I became a part of the marine aquarium hobby. And like I said, I started keeping aquariums when I was 5 years old. First tank was tadpoles, and I loved it, fell in love with it. It wasn't until about, it's been 20 years now, but my wife really wanted some marine fish. She favored them, and so she really convinced me to make that switch. Have to say, once I did, then it became an addiction, and I think we're all familiar with the reef addiction that runs our pocketbooks. But fortunately, I have my wife is very supportive of the hobby, and sometimes she's willing to spend more money on a coral or a fish or something than even I am. So that's always nice. So I think that getting into the hobby with support is lesson number 1. Don't do it when you're not ready to do it. And don't do it when you don't have someone to help you do it, either an online community or someone at home. I also have learned that there are ups and downs in the hobby, and rather than have regret over a coral or something that I purchase and it doesn't thrive, that I've learned just not to purchase it. I've had tanks with all of the SPS and the glorious things, and at that time I had the ability to take care of it. I talked about how this tank is upstairs, getting water to it and everything is difficult. So you'll see in this tank, it's soft corals, because I know I can do soft corals in this tank. I wouldn't stick an SPS in this tank right now. And it's not because I'm not capable of taking care of SPS, it's just that I know that the work involved in doing it right is something that would be too challenging right now. So just learn and know your limits and your environment and understand that. The third lesson, I think, from the hobby is that equipment is overrated. I mean, you can do the hobby for cheap, or you can do the hobby incredibly expensive. And I'm not knocking buying the expensive things, because I think probably if I had more cash, I would have a lot more automatic things going on in my tank, and monitors and all that kind of stuff. But as it is, I stick with the basics. I have a water flow, good pump. I have a skimmer. I have a reactor. In terms of the third thing, you don't have to have all the equipment in the world. The basics work. The basics work really well if you learn that first lesson about water. We keep water. I know that's a cliche, but in a sense we do. We keep water, and the better we keep that water, the more the things we have in our tanks will thrive. That's really it. Those are the things that I've learned, and hopefully I'll continue to learn more and more from everybody in the hobby. It's been terrific, and it will continue to be terrific. But I'm pretty happy just having fish and just having a nice tank. So it's a blessing to be able to do that. Thank you all, and see you around for sure.